Sorry, the video cut off. I don't know what happened. But they literally saw his glory. It was like the fire on top of the mount. And then you know it wasn't his face, though, because later, after the children of Israel made the calf and everything, Moses said, "Show me your glory. I want to see your glory." That's what he said to God. And God was like, "Thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live." And then he said, "Behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock, and it shall come to pass while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in a clift of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. And I will take away mine hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen." So when they saw him on the sapphire stone, you know how I said God's throne, he likes to sit on a sapphire stone. They saw him on a sapphire stone, they did not see his face. And God was like, "You can't see my face or else you'll die." That's how glorious God is. His brightness and his glory would kill me if I saw him in that way. I've seen him in a dream before. He manifested himself in a way. The disciples saw him when he was on earth walking around. But that was in his human form. That was the way he wanted to manifest in my dream. But if I saw him really, how he really looks right now, I would die. In his true form. That's what God said to Moses. And then God's like, "I'll walk by you, you can see my back. And he won't die." That's how awesome God is. Now, you'll even see when Paul saw Jesus Christ, there was a big light that he saw, and then he got blinded for 3 days. He didn't really see his face. Now, even with the story of Jonah, another example, how God changed his mind. God was like, go preach to Nineveh, because their wickedness has come up upon me. And Jonah's like, no. And then God made Jonah do it, like he disciplined him. Now, when I say God will discipline you to do it, I mean, we still have a free will here. We got to understand, we got flesh. And he disciplines me greatly, but I still have a free will. Now, when Jonah did go do it, God was like, "Preach unto them what I say." And then he said to Nineveh, "Yet 40 days and Nineveh shall be overthrown." As in, Nineveh is going to be destroyed in 40 days. Then what happened? They repented, and God saw their works, that they turned from their evil way, and God repented of the evil that he had said he would do unto them, and he did it not. You see how he changed his mind based on their actions. He knew it would happen, but it's kind of like me. If I went off into doing evil and horrible, wicked things, God would change his plan around and be like, "Okay, I'm going to go discipline her now." Whereas he wouldn't discipline me as much before if I was doing the right thing. It's based on my on what I'm doing, my actions. God's like a human. Well, I mean, we're made in his image. It's like, say you had a friend, they were real nice, then they betrayed you. Would you like them anymore? Now it's different though with God. He has so much grace and mercy. If his children did evil, he wouldn't leave them, but he would discipline them. Like the prodigal son who went off to do wickedness, and God wouldn't even let him have food until he came back. Now God will discipline you, but you gotta listen. I have a sister. She has a brother. Her brother brought her to Christ, actually. He lives in his sin. God does discipline him, actually, but he just doesn't listen. You got free will here. Now, do you know, this is a little, people might not get what I'm saying when I say this. Do you know that God is a legend? He's a legend. He is the legend. But if you're God's child, you're a legend too. You're a legend. Do you know what a legend is? It's a famous person, or a synonym would be a star. You're a legend in God's kingdom. You're a saint, you're a legend. God was showing me this. He's like, Paige, you're a legend. And he kept showing me legend, and I'm a legend. And I was like, God, I'm not a legend. You're the legend. And then he gave me this song. You know what this song was called? Legends Never Die. You know what was in this song? It was like, your name is written in eternity. Legends never die. You'll never die. You're immortal. Your name is written in heaven. You're a legend. You're here to change the world. The Bible says to redeem the time because the days are evil. What does that mean? When you were lost, you spent all your time doing something else, none of it for God. Now spend time doing stuff for God. Fulfill your missions. The devil's under your foot. You know how God leads me through the Spirit? You know how you get in line with the Spirit? God's going to have you, he's going to have you do things or want you to do things. He'll put the conviction in your heart to do it. Now, we're not going to be perfect and do everything perfectly, okay? And the devil will try to accuse us with stuff. But he'll put the conviction in you to do something. Just like he puts the conviction in me, I must preach. Or make a slideshow or whatever. And then when I obey him and what he convicts me to do, he sees that and he says, okay, she's willing, she's yielding to me, I'll give her more work. So in other words, when you start obeying what he wants you to do, then he'll see you're willing, then he'll see he can kind of trust you in a way, better word, that you're going to do what he said. And then he'll give you more work and you can step into your calling. And you're not going to know what he's going to do. It's unpredictable. I'll wake up in the morning. I'll be like, we're going to do this. And Jesus is like, no, we're doing this now. This is more important. He still wants me to do the other videos. That's why when I say I'm doing this video and you guys don't see it, it's because God changed the course. It's like the wind. He'll change his mind. But it's not really like he did because he already knew what he was going to do anyway. All this stuff is just for his glory. But he does. We're his vessels of glory. Don't waste your time like just doing entertainment all day long. There's a part of your life that can be entertainment, but also serve Christ. Also also complete your missions. There's so much entertaining stuff out there that the devil's going to try to just get you to do constantly so that you don't do your missions. We're here to change the world, but it starts with you and me. It starts with you and me, my love, my beloved sister or brother. We gotta move. If everyone watching me went off and did God's will, I don't know, 3 hours a day, and did their calling, God's kingdom would start booming. The devil's people are on it. I'll tell you, there's witches, they're on it daily. Not saying you got to be on it daily. I'm not even on it daily. But in general. You know why they're on it daily? It's easier for people to be a witch. They just give in to all their sinful desires. Christians, it's harder. You got to fight your flesh and the wickedness and the demons. It's respectable. It's glorious to God. But then you go off and do your missions. It's harder. It's the narrow way. They're on the broad way. God's bringing about a new thing here. We're a new generation. He's rising up people. He rose me up. I'm one of the people. We're in a different time now. The virus is here, the COVID. He wanted to rise me up too during this time for the edification of his children, because people are just in their house because of the virus. And we need encouragement. If you can't serve God in person, go serve him online through comments and stuff. You know, one time I was at Macy's and I was handing out tracts to people. You know, when I came home, I went out on my balcony and I was watering the flowers on my balcony. It was late at night. It was dark. I got off my balcony. I closed the door and a crow, a big crow, came in and hit the window and just sat on my balcony. It was so creepy. You know what that was? It was like a demon in the crow. Or it could have been like a witch sort of thing. Literally. Because they knew I was making a boom in God's kingdom. They were like, they know what you're doing. The demons, the witches. They're gonna try to stop you in your missions. Go off and change the world. All right, love you guys. Bye.